In 2011, Professor David Nutt and his research team conducted amazing research where, using fMRI images, they were able to demonstrate what happens in our brain when we're taking MDMA. This was the first study of this kind to demonstrate with such a detail what is actually happening in our brain, and the results, they were amazing. So first of all, we learned that MDMA doesn't really impact our cortex, that rational part of the brain, the outer part of the brain, but it actually impacts the limbic system, which is recognized as more the emotional part of the brain, which is the inner part of the brain. We also sometimes refer to it as the more primitive part of the brain. And then we also learned that there was increased communication between hippocampus, which is very much involved in creating memories, and also amygdala, which is the fear center. And what is really important here, that these two parts of the brain that are very much linked to stress and also creating trauma memories. People who are experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder, they have decreased communication between hippocampus and amygdala. There's some sort of disconnection. So these two parts of the brain, they don't communicate as well as they should. And that's why people are experiencing intrusive memories and, for example, flashbacks. But when people, they take MDMA, it is shown that this communication actually between these two parts is decreased, it's better. And overall, this research demonstrated that there was a decreased activity in the limbic system, that emotional part of the brain. Additionally, this research also demonstrated that MDMA decreases activity in insula, which is the part of the brain which is involved in anxiety and fear. Overall, these are the all effects that we would like the psychotropic medication to have on the brain of people who are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. This means decrease the activity in the limbic system and insula to decrease the fear, increase the communication between amygdala and hippocampus, so people, they can have more coherent memories of their trauma. Achieving that state of mind will actually allow us to process the trauma in much more safe way. In addition to this research made it clear that when people, they take MDMA, they attach actually more positive emotions to events. And this is significant because we know that our factual memories and emotional memories are being stored in two different parts of the brain. And this type of memories are actually a huge problem in post-traumatic stress disorder. So for instance, someone who's maybe hearing fireworks, that will then be a trigger for them and will activate the trauma memories of maybe when they lived in a war zone. So certain noises, they can activate the emotions that the person felt at the time of the trauma happened. So it is not really possible to get rid of the factual memory, but we can deactivate the emotional memory. And that's what happens in very standard therapy that we provide to people who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. We help people to organize the factual memories. And then also by relieving, we're helping them to deactivate that emotional aspect of their memory. And then when working with people who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, while doing the relieving, the overactivation is actually very common. And that leads the people to maybe dissociating, to becoming overly stressed. So sometimes people, they might even faint, they might vomit. Some people, they might become very angry, aggressive, and they might just leave the session. So with the help of MDMA, because MDMA helps people to attach more positive emotions to events. That means that the level of stress is being reduced, the level of fear is being reduced. So that means that then we can help the person to actually process the trauma memories in a more safe way. So what MDMA does, it allows us to process the trauma in much more safe way. That will be it for today. And if you enjoyed this video, then please like it, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next one then. Thank you. Bye-bye.